Hello. If you're noticing any issues throughout your yard, like overspray onto your driveway, any areas where the grass is starting to die, or heads that aren't working properly, there may be some easy DIY fixes for you to be able to do yourself so that you don't have to call Sunrise right away. Hi, I'm Jarek Shanowski with Sunrise Irrigation, and today I'm going to show you some easy tips on adjusting nozzles, as well as checking for proper head height and making sure that your heads are adjusted the way that they should be. Before you begin making adjustments to your yard, you need to know which heads you're working with and how they operate. I have a sprinkler head right here. This is a 6-inch pop-up spray. So on the inside of it, the stem does come up, and this is all manual adjusting from there. You can also adjust the nozzle on top, which I'll show you a little bit later in this video, to be able to shorten the distance and also how to change that nozzle. We also have our rotors. This is a 6-inch I-20 Hunter pressure regulated rotor. There are many different adjustments with this as well, as far as how far the distance of the rotor will spray right here at the top. You also have a shutoff so that if you ever need to change the nozzle while it is operating, you're able to. And then also we have our radius adjustment going left to right. These two heads are a little bit different. One is going to stay focused on the area that it's working, and it hits all of that at the same time, never rotating, but just hitting that area. So these are typically found in smaller areas of the yard for more meticulous landscape structure or easements where they're a little bit smaller. Parts with this rotor that make it different from a spray head is a rotor is going to shoot a lot further of a distance, and it also rotates, meaning it's going to need a longer time to run, because when it's shooting out 25 feet in one area, it won't come back to that area for about another 30 seconds, hence why we need to let it go a little bit longer. Our spray heads are going to be staying in the same spot the entire run cycle, which is why we're able to run them for about 20 minutes or so, because the entire area is going to be getting that water the whole time. All right, let's get into it. We're going to go ahead and start adjusting a rotor head. If you come up to one of your rotors and you see that it's just pumbling out water right around here, it may not be just an adjustment. You might need a new nozzle. So in this case, there's no nozzle in this head. And with our I-20 6-inch rotor, we're able to shut the flow off through our flow control. From there on the inside, you'll see there is no nozzle. So once we get our preferred nozzle, we'll go ahead and grab that, bring it right inside of there, push it down in. Then you're gonna take this end, the Allen key side, and go right up into this top adjustment. And then you're gonna just screw it down, and I'll show you guys with the camera. As you can see, that screw is working its way down. All right, look good there. Now I'm gonna go ahead and check the adjustments. By opening up that flow control, I'll be able to adjust first the right stop. If my right stop only comes to here, then I know I gotta keep going. So I gotta bring this to make it to where it's gonna hit that other rotor over there. So what I'm gonna do first is grab the right stop and adjust it by hand. The right stop will be an adjustment by hand. You won't be able to do it with the key. So I will check that. It's spraying a little bit over. Let me just straighten that out just a little. And it looks like our right stop is set. From here, I'm gonna adjust our left stop. So that is gonna be this little side on the left, that little adjustment hole. I'm gonna use this edge of the key, and that's gonna get in there and be able to change this adjustment. So by opening it to the right, it will allow it to spin. And I can bring it all the way down if I open it back up to the left. And then from there, if it's shooting a little bit too far or shooting into the fence or anything like that, we're able to adjust how far it throws by this Allen key again right here on the top of the head. So if you tighten this down, it will shorten the throw of how far that radius is going to be. We don't typically like to adjust them down that low because you're not going to get the correct coverage or rain curtain that you would if it was set to spec. So when adjusting, just make sure that you don't choke them down too far. Should be good to go. So what we have here is what I would deem way too tall of a head. When this was installed, it was installed too high above grade. When we install a 6-inch spray, we want to make sure that it's down to the root base so that it doesn't get ran over by a mower or a car or get tripped up on. Currently, this is a hazard for walking around, and also too, if something were to run over it or kick it, it's going to have a lot higher probability of it breaking, either underground internally or above ground, like getting this sheared off by a lawnmower. If you do see something like this, even when your system's off and you have heads above grade, definitely need to get that checked out, and it's something that we can help you with. In lieu of getting this fixed, some homeowners will use a donut, and they'll just take the donut and put it right over the top of the head. Now, in certain cases, that can help with, this really taking the brunt if a mower were to run over it and chop it, but even in this case, it's just not quite high enough to help. So I strongly suggest getting this head buried back below grade for it to work the best that it can and be less susceptible to getting broken or ran over or causing damage to somebody tripping on it. So what we have here is a head that's been cut out and around so that it can breach the grass and still apply water out to the grass. If you have a sprinkler head that you cannot see and it is completely swallowed up by grass, you need to cut around that so that that stem can actually come up out of the grass and apply coverage around it. So what we have here is our 6-inch pressure regulated Pro Spray by Hunter. From there, if you ever needed to turn the adjustments on this, most of the adjustments to be made are going to be by grabbing the stem and turning the actual stem itself. Because all of these nozzles are fixed. We do have some adjustable nozzles, and I will show you how to adjust those later and set those up. But for now, we're going to act like this one's clogged, and we're going to go ahead and undo it. We're going to do a wet check. So go ahead and grab the top of that nozzle, cover yourself with this hand behind it to the best of your ability. And once you get that off, go ahead and inspect your nozzle. And you can see this nozzle here, we do have a little bit of sediment inside of it, but that's as easy as kind of just washing it off, tapping it out, and putting it back in. At Sunrise, we like to do wet nozzling to make sure that we don't get a clogged nozzle after just changing one out. So what we'll do is grab your nozzle, come to the head, insert into the top, put your hand behind it, and try to keep your hand, this hand, always behind. It'll protect you. Put your thumb down on top of it and just screw the nozzle. And there you have it. All right, so what we're going to do here is show you guys how to adjust an adjustable nozzle. But first, we'll need to take this one off. So I'll go ahead and unscrew. Remember to keep your hand behind you, behind the head. Go ahead and let that clear. And remember, get your filter inside of the nozzle first. Then from behind it, remember, keep your hand here. And then put your thumb on top of it and just screw down. So just like rotors, sprays with adjustables have a right stop. What that means is, by the adjustment of the stem is the only way to adjust the right stop. That's where the water will stop towards the right. So then from there, you can open the adjustable nozzle, whether it be a 180, 90, or even for an acute angle like this, we'll then be able to go ahead and sharpen down that throw to make sure we're getting the most amount of water that we can onto the area we're trying to cover. For those of you that don't want to get wet when you have to change a nozzle or clear a nozzle out that's clogged, you can use a flathead screwdriver. Go ahead and get right underneath the lip of that nozzle, grab it with your finger. And now mind you, right now it's held under pressure of a spring. So if I let go, it will go down on its own. So just make sure you're holding it with another hand, holding that stem so it doesn't go anywhere. You can unscrew your nozzle then. Check your filter, make sure it's nice and clean. And then you can put it right back down on top and make sure it's threaded in nice. From there, just make your final adjustment and you're good to go. By keeping heads clear, replacing worn nozzles, cleaning clogged components, and making small adjustments when necessary, you can improve coverage, conserve water, and keep your landscape looking its best. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, subscribe for more practical irrigation tips and DIY maintenance guides. Follow Sunrise Irrigation on Facebook and Instagram for project highlights, seasonal tips, and behind-the-scenes content. If you'd rather leave the work to the pros, visit www.sunriseirrigation.com to schedule your irrigation or drainage service today. Thanks for watching.